So this is the very beginning of Rincon Parkway. We're actually standing right by the sign with all the rules on it. Basically, RVs are lined up along the coast, and you have 5-day parking limit within the high season and a 14-day parking limit the rest of the time. It's $28 a night, $1 a night extra for the pets.
Which is a great deal on the California coast.
It's an unbelievable deal on the California coast. I mean, state beaches around here easily run $35, $45, $55 a night. So this is a really, really good deal. They also have garbage, which you can see right over here. Yeah. And you pay in one of these big pay things here. And they do have a couple of porta potties along the way and some doggy bags, but that's about it. There's really no other facilities.
There's about 124 sites all along the highway. They're all 45 feet in length. We measured with the measuring tape.
And you have to fit exactly. That's one of the things about this campground is you have to fit your rig and your car within the lines. Otherwise, they do come and tell you off. So if you have a 40 or 45 foot rig, you got to be able to fit on one side and put your car next to it. Otherwise, you really can't fit in these sites. So it's really better suited for probably smaller RVs, except for some of the sites which are a little wider.
You'll see later in the video how we squeezed in some of the other rigs, but it can be a little bit tight. Towards here, the beginning sites 1 through 18 or so, they're kind of double wide. You'll see that in a little bit, and so you could fit side by side there. But the rest of the sites, you're going to have to do some maneuvering if you're bigger than, let's say, 40.
Yeah.
40 and up. I'd say 38, you may be able to put the car in front or back, but that's about the max for the other sites. So we'll move on. We'll show you some more video of this beautiful campground.
All right, we're standing kind of at the beginning of the campground. This is actually site 5. From about site 5 to about site 17, you have the seawall on one side, and these sites are what I would call double wide, because you actually have the sites here on one side, and then right next to them you have this huge dirt area. So if you are a big rig, this is where you want to be, because you can fit your rig and your car side by side without a problem. And you can see how close we are to the ocean. It's right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
at your doorstep.
This is how close you are.
Where you're sleeping, the ocean is very loud, which is wonderful.
And then you can see the whole line of RVs just going down. The whole campground is about 1.5 miles long.
Yeah, it's in between 2 county parks. So Hobson County Park to the north behind me, and Faria County Park to the south of us, where we're closer to that side. So you'll see that a little bit. So here you get a little better view of some of the double wide sites. We're at site 10, and we're coming up to some of the bigger rigs. These guys can still fit with their RV and their car in the back or the front. And you still got plenty of room on that side. So you'll see some of the even bigger rigs and what they have to do in some of the narrower sites. So here we're at size 18. You can see the seawall pretty much ends, so the sides get narrower, and so it makes it a little more difficult to fit a bigger rig.
Yeah, there's no way we could fit our rig in here. It's basically far too narrow. Also, be aware there's the site, and then there's an area of no parking. Then there's the
bike lane,
and then that is Highway 1 right next to us. And right above Highway 1, those are the railroad tracks. So there are rail trains and there are cars driving along this road on a pretty regular basis.
But it's not so bad. The ocean's so loud, you can't really hear it too bad.
Yeah, the ocean really kind of washes out any kind of excess noise around here.
And technically your slides have to be within this white line, within the no parking. So rangers kind of sticklers, just be aware. Okay.
So we're at about site 52 here. You'll actually notice the rocks vary a lot along the site. Some sites have a lot of rocks, some sites don't have a lot of rocks. Some sites you can see the ocean real easy from your site, some sites it takes a little more. And this is the weekend. This is on a Saturday, and they still have empty sites, so it's a good sign.
At least during the spring anyway. Apparently summer it's quite tough to get a site. We're walking through the upper 60s, and you can see getting a lot tighter. There's a low seawall here with a little bit of sand, so definitely people like these sites. And you see how people squeeze in with the trucks. And we couldn't do that, we're too big. So we need to put our car on the side, as you'll see when we get to our site.
This is around site 82, and the seawall is a little higher here, which means if you sit outside your rig, you probably can't really see over it. But you can certainly see the ocean from inside your rig at every single site here.
Okay, here we are, site 119. You can see we're right backed up against the line, squeezed in as far to the site, to the edge of the site where the sand is as possible, so we could fit our car right next door. And here you get a better look how we're squeezed in right by the ocean, a couple feet in front, car on the side, and there's about mirrors in, a couple inches, 6 inches there. All right. And here's the front of our site, a couple feet in front, and wheels as close to the edge of the asphalt as we could, and we still have a little sitting area by the sand, a little fire pit,